Turn to Exodus. Amen. I'm going to let y'all stay up here today. I might need to go with my war cry at any point. I feel like shouting. Is that all right? Exodus chapter 20, find verse 8. When you get there, say amen. Amen. If you ain't see it yet, say ouch. If you ain't there yet, say wait. If you're alive, say hi. I just want to know if you were there. Exodus chapter 20, verse 8, there you find these words recorded. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord your God. In it you shall not do any work, you or your son or your daughter or your male or your female servant or your cattle or your sojourner who stays with you. If you don't mind, I want to preach from this thought. Don't mess up a good thing. Don't mess up a good thing. Is that all right? Those of y'all need me to be grammatically correct. Don't mess up a good thing. Those of y'all from the country just know it's a good thing. Don't mess up a good thing. There are three things I want to share with you before I take my seat, and I'm going to try to get through all of it, but I feel like shouting already. So whenever the Spirit hits me, I'm just going to shout right then. Amen. How many aces are you carrying? Secondly, this is all new to me. And third, just respect him and enjoy. Don't mess up a good thing. There's new research and a new thing called an ACE. It stands for Adverse Childhood Experiences. In fact, the latest research says that 85% of adults have at least one ACE, at least one adverse childhood experience. Research tells us that at 4 ACEs, the possibility of you being successful goes down tremendously. ACEs, adverse childhood experiences. ACEs, raised in a house with only one parent. ACEs, having someone in your house have substance abuse. ACEs, having somebody in your family go to jail. ACEs, having somebody in your family die at an early age. ACEs, all of these adverse situations happen. And can I talk to anybody in here that'll testify? Most of us in here know that if we counted up our ACEs, we'd go crazy right there. Is there anybody in here? Maybe y'all ain't had the best life, but is there anybody in here that know you done been brought up on the rough side of the mountain, that you've had some trials and some tribulations, that you've had some rough times, but through it all, you learn that God was still in charge? Oh, I feel like preaching just a little bit. Is there anybody here ever cried themselves to sleep and found out God will wipe away all of your tears? Is there anybody in here that had family act funny and friends walk away and God said, I'll stick with you like none other? Adverse situations. And the question I have for you today is, how many aces are you carrying? Some of your crazy funny ways are not because you're mean and surly, but some of your funny ways are because you've been through hell and high water. Preach up in here, Davis. I know all of y'all ain't that crazy, but some of y'all been in some crazy situations, and some of y'all look cute, but you're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and some of y'all know how to act, but the reality is you are one situation from losing your mind. Isn't it good to know that God will keep your mind when you're one step away from the loony bin? Oh, y'all got to forgive me. Y'all pretty over there. Let me talk to some real folk over here. Is there anybody in here, your drinking problem didn't happen overnight, but it's through some adverse situation that you ran to the bottle before you ran to Jesus? And you see, the problem with the church is not that folks have adverse situations. The problem at the church is you are judging folk based on what you see. amen, up in here. Before you judge me, take a walk in my shoes. Before you look down at me, walk where I've walked. Before you roll your eyes at me, wait till you hear my testimony. I didn't get here overnight. I didn't get here by myself. God had to hold me. And so you got to excuse my funny ways. You got to excuse my mishaps, my mistakes. Why? I'm trying to get better every day. Y'all missed that. You see, some of y'all think y'all have arrived, but is there any real folk up in here that pray to God every day, just make me better today than I was yesterday? Throw your hands up and say amen. Is there anybody here ever had to ask God, Lord, make me over, mold me, and shape me? Don't mess up a good thing. Don't mess up a good thing. Don't mess up a good thing. It ain't that I'm trying to mess it up. It's just the fact that, listen, I didn't mess up every relationship I've ever been in but one. That's the one with God. Y'all will get that when you go home. Let me talk to some of y'all over here. Have you ever noticed that everybody that walked out on you but God? Look at your ex-husband. Look at your cousin. Everybody has left you but God. Isn't it good to know that God will stick with you when you mess up, when you're jacked up, when you're dirty? God'll be right. How many aces? How many adverse childhood experiences are you carrying? So some of y'all are 45 in age, but you're 10 in chronology. Your behavior is a 10-year-old. Your attitude is a 10-year-old. How do you know, Reverend? The first time something don't go your way, you throw your balls in and you quit. The first time something don't go your way, you don't show up for the next 3 Sundays. Adverse childhood situations. And you got to be careful carrying too much stuff in your pockets. Have you ever noticed when you got a lot of stuff in your pocket, it ain't the junk that fall out, but it's usually something valuable. Oh, come on and get me. Come on. You ever had your wallet fall out, your keys fall out? You had gum and candy and everything else, but didn't nothing fall out. But what was worth something to you? Let me get you. When you carry around too much, what'll fall out of you is peace and joy. Oh, I wish I had somebody. Here you are. You bitter over something that happened 20 years ago and losing your joy. Fred ain't even thinking about you. You still mad at him. He ain't even thought about you in 20 years. And how many adverse childhood experiences are you carrying? Everybody that is on a pole dancing ain't nasty. Y'all should have said amen better than that. You see, if the truth be told and God came back today, some of those young ladies on the pole wouldn't be judged. It'll be their dirty uncle. It'll be mama's boyfriend that snuck up in the room when everybody was asleep. And now you're seeing the manifestation of something that happened years ago. But you will judge her because she on the pole. And look over nasty Uncle Ray. You will condemn her to hell, but won't say nothing to him. Don't mess up a good thing. Don't mess up a good thing. Don't mess up a good thing. We think everything is a manifestation of what we're seeing right now, but there's some backdrop to the story. Everybody that hitting a pipe ain't needy. Sometimes they just ain't never had a daddy. Ooh. You do know there is something innate in all of us that we all crave for a daddy. That's why God says, I am Abba, your Father. You come in relationship with me. You ain't got to call me God no more. You can call me Daddy. Why? Because there's a space in you that can't nobody feel but me. I'll let your earthly father sit in there, but he can't feel what only I can feel. That's why Big Mama said, Lord, feed me until I won't no more. Mama knew who her real father. Don't mess up a good thing. And then how many adverse childhood experiences are you carrying? You do know you can be a grown man, 30, and still not know how to be a true man because your daddy left. See, sometimes, can I be real with y'all? Sometimes we're trying to fake it while we learn. Sometimes we are raising kids, we are married, we're a grandpa, and we're still trying to learn how to be a complete man. Because we never had a complete man live in our house. That's why sometimes men, we're so quick to tell folk to get out. Sometimes it's better for you to leave me than for me to leave you. Because nobody ever showed me how to stay in this thing forever. Y'all still with me? Nobody taught me how to work through the issue forever. Nobody taught me that. And listen, your adverse situation may not just be in childhood. I told my wife just the other day, listen, every woman that I know who loved me unconditionally is dead. Come closer. I know my grandma loved me unconditionally. Boy, did she love me. I know my mama loved me unconditionally. I know my best friend Valerie loved me unconditionally. I knew Gigi loved me unconditionally. But all the rest of y'all, I got some question marks. It ain't that I don't think you love me, but I struggle. Is it unconditionally? At my worst hour, will you still love me like you did when I'm at my best? And let me help you out. Without that love, everything else is fickle. And Anderson will tell you, because his mother's still alive, when you have that unconditional love from somebody, you can climb mountains. But when that love goes, you find yourself looking for love in all the wrong places. Can you love me? Can you love me when I don't love myself? When I don't want to be reverend, when I don't want to be pastor, when I don't want to be principal, when I don't want to be assistant superintendent, can you still love me? Can you love me when my adverse situations come and manifest themselves in the presence? Can you love me when I have that midnight experience where I don't know who I am? Can you love me when I'm doubting myself and my skill set? Can you love me when I'm not always confident? Can you love me when I mess up and don't say all the right words? Can you love me unconditionally? And here's what I've learned. Man has a way of making you depend on God more if you find him. But I don't know what y'all do that don't know him. I now understand suicide rates a whole lot more now that I understand everybody don't have him. Because if it had not been for him, I would have blew my own brains out. Is there anybody that can be real, that know you had a moment that you thought about ending it all, but God? Don't mess up. Don't mess up a good thing. Listen. All this stuff is new to me. Now, I know you was always going to be here. You was always going to make six figures. You was always going to have the job title. But let me tell y'all something. All this is brand new to me. When your mama and your daddy ain't married when you get born, all this is new. When you grow up on Main Street, ain't no corporations on Main Street. This is all brand new. When you go on free and reduced lunch all your life, this is brand new. When your mama got to work 2 jobs just to get new furniture, this is all brand new. When you go through speech therapy for 6 years, this is all brand new. When all your friends are kind of fickle, but you still got to make it through, this is all brand new. When you got gang members on one side and whores on the other side, because prostitution is down here, this is all brand new. It's not that I don't want to do the best I can. It's just that this is all brand new. So now I find myself trying my best not to mess it up. And let me tell you, 95% of you in here are in the same boat. Going to work, trying not to mess it up. Going to the mall, trying not to mess it up. You do know. I done whoop folks for less than happened in the mall. Try not to mess it up. This is all new This is all new. This is all new. It's all new. It's all new to have folk love you unconditionally. It's all new to have folk to be on your side. Because listen, people will tell you this all day. I'm with you as long as you're right. Let me help you out. You just a fool. I don't need you. I need you to be with me when I'm wrong. Because when I'm wrong, that's when I need you to whisper in my ear and say, you're wrong. But as long as you won't be with me when I'm wrong, you won't leave me by myself. Don't mess up a good thing. Don't mess up a good thing. Don't mess up. See, brothers. Sometimes we got a good woman beside us. A couple weeks ago I talked about Build-A-Bear. I'm not going to deal with Build-A-Bear today. Brother, sometimes you got a good woman beside you. But the problem is, we ain't never had a good one. I didn't say we didn't have one. We just didn't have a good one. And a bad one will teach you some bad habits. Anybody here with me? Anybody had a girlfriend before they got married? Y'all don't want to wave at me. All y'all was virgins and innocent. I'm just going to talk to CJ. Me and CJ going to have a conversation. The rest of y'all holy men, y'all just be all holy and perfect. But me and CJ going to have a car back. Whenever you get a good one, sometimes you don't know how to treat a good one because you got used to treating the sorry ones. I mean, a sorry one you can take to McDonald's and supersize and she happy. You can take her to Whataburger and put some cheese on it. A bad one will get caught up and tell you, you got to have money. So you'll be spending your tuition money trying to make her happy. Can't go to school in the fall because you didn't spend your summer school money trying to buy her a new summer outfit. A bad one will get you messed up to the point you won't know how to treat a good one. And you will try to treat a good one like you treated the bad one and find out she ain't putting up with that. Now, if all you can afford is McDonald's, you better buy it, supersize it, but you can at least pray over it. That's what a good woman will say. A good woman will say, that's all you got, baby. You ain't got to go to McDonald's. I'm going to make you a Big Mac. Is there any real women up in here? No. You take that hamburger patty and you start smacking that thing. Put some of that onion up in there. So, baby, you want some grilled onion? I can grill you some onion. Then you make your own McDonald's and put that bread on there. You can't afford no bun. You put some of that Wonder Bread up on there and make it do what it do. You want some secret sauce? I'll go up in the closet and make you some secret sauce and put some. See, a good woman will know how to make it work. And when you ain't, all you should be, a good woman will speak into your future. Preach up in here, Davis. A good woman will earn your McDonald's outfit. Talking about, baby, I know you're working the cash register today, but one day you're going to be on fries. She'll work with you and let you know, baby, I'm going to suffer with you for a little while because I see something in you. And the fact that you love the Lord, I know you're going to be somebody. You can't substitute loving the Lord. A good woman will work with you. She'll work with you. A good woman, when you're having that bad moment, she'll be like Rochelle. She'll look at Sunday and say, baby, you ain't going to always be this messed up. So I'm going to let you sleep it off on the couch. That's what a good woman will do. A good woman say, there's better in you than you're showing right now. And I trust the God that gave me you more than I trust the you I'm seeing right now. Don't mess up a good thing. Don't mess up a good thing. Amen. Every once in a while, Leonette got to look at CJ and say, I know you ain't talking to me. And just keep on walking. See, he picked up some habits from the last one that he'll try doing this one. You got to let him know, I know you ain't talking to me. You ain't got to say no cuss words. Just remind him, I know you wasn't talking to me. Not like that you were. I don't know who else is in this house, but y'all keep on talking because I know you wouldn't. I know you wasn't talking to me. I ain't saying you wasn't saying them, but I know you wasn't directing that toward. Don't mess up a good thing. Don't mess up a good thing. And this stuff is all new to us. It's new to us. Listen. This kingdom work is new. I know how to do church. I know how to show up on a Sunday. I know how to say amen and go from left to right. I know how to say hallelujah. I know when to stand and I know when to sit. I know how to do all that church stuff. But this kingdom stuff is all brand new. This love everybody is all brand new. In church, you ain't got to love everybody. Let's be honest. You ain't got to talk to half the folk. But this kingdom work, you got to love everybody. And let me help you out. You got to talk to everybody because you might have the miracle and the breakthrough and the encouragement that they need. Don't mess up a good thing. Don't mess up a good thing. Listen. We're in the 10 Commandments. The first 3 commandments all deal with God. The 4th commandment is a transition. He moves away from directly dealing with God to dealing with the essence of who God is. And then 5 through all deals with man. It's in this 4th one that I want to hang my hat at just for a little bit, not to mess it up. Because listen, here's what God says. God says, listen, I'm picking you. Go back in the text. He says, I am your God, and you shall not have no other God before me. He picked us. Then he says, because I'm your God, don't have no graven images of me. And then he said, because I am your God, don't use my name in vain. He didn't say, if you pick me to be your God. He said, I am your God. And then in this 4th one, he changes everything. And he said, listen, because I did all this stuff, don't mess up a good thing. Don't work on the Sabbath. Keep it holy. Can I help you out? Big Mama used to not let you do anything on Sunday. I remember on Saturday or Sunday, whatever they decided was a Sabbath for them, they didn't let you do anything. Big Mama say, I'm going to clean up all day because tomorrow is a holy day. We're not going to do nothing. We're going to go to church and we're going to come home. We're going to eat, but ain't going to be no cooking. Ain't going to be no ironing. Ain't going to be nothing. If you had dirty clothes and you didn't wash them the night before, you was going to go to school with dirty clothes. If you didn't iron the day before, you better get up early Monday morning. You better not do anything on Sunday. Here is what Big Mama was saying. Respect God enough that you give him one day all to him. Y'all, let me back up and give you. You got to respect everybody else but God. And here's what God's saying. Kiki, do you love me? Some of y'all will get that when you go home. If you don't get it, ask your grandkid. God is asking all of us, do you love me? If so, am I a priority? He says, listen, on this Sabbath day, this is what I want you to do. Respect me and enjoy. Y'all still with me? Y'all still with me? He said, listen, all the rest of this, I need y'all to work it. I need y'all to work it. I need you to work it. I need you to work it. But on this one thing, all you got to do is respect me and enjoy. I told you last week, get away from this spirit of perfect and move into the spirit of excellency. That the spirit of perfection is killing you and going to end up sending you to hell. But if you get you a spirit of excellency, you know everything you do, you ought to do in a more excellent way as unto Christ. It is with that mentality that God said, listen, on the Sabbath day, respect me. Listen. You are not going to be perfect. You are not going to do everything right. Y'all still with me? You are not going to say everything correctly. Y'all still with me? But the one thing you can all do all the time is respect God. Woo, I might be through preaching already. The one thing I can do all the time is respect God. Listen, it ain't no good luck. It ain't no rabbit foots in my pocket. It ain't no horseshoe over the door. It wasn't nobody liking me. It was God on my side and God's favor. I can respect that all day long. It is God who woke me up this morning, not my alarm clock. God. It is God that watched over me last night, not the lock on my doors. It was God that woke me up and breathed into my nostrils one more time. So don't mess up. Listen, don't mess up. Don't mess up a good thing. Don't mess up a good thing. Listen, when you look back over your life and everything you've been through, all the mountains you've had to climb, all the hills you had to walk up, all the trials that you've been through, all the failures that you've experienced, all the hurt that you felt, all of that, you ought to be able to look at your neighbor and say, I shouldn't be here right now. I'm going to go ahead and celebrate now. But God, is there anybody in here that got a but God moment? That when you look back over your life and everything he brought you through, it was but God. When I should have been in jail, but God. When I should have been locked up, but God. When I should have been in the hospital, but God. When I should have been in a car wreck, but God. When I should have lost it all, but God. Is there anybody in here that know you ain't always done right, but the Lord has always been on your side? Even when the enemy tried to overtake you, God was on your side. Throw your head back and say, Lord, I thank you for little things, for waking me up, for starting me on my way, for little things. I thank you for my kids. I think I'm in my right mind for little things. When I was going to give up, you stayed in there for little things. When didn't nobody else love me and you loved me, it was a little thing for you, but it's a big thing for me that you went to Calvary and took my sins on the cross. Is there anybody here that's glad he hung there, glad he stayed there, glad he bled, glad he died? But I got better news. I'm glad he got up. I'm glad he got up. Dying was good. Being buried was good. But getting up was a whole lot better. I ain't died yet. That was all right. I ain't been buried yet. That's a whole lot all right. But I've been down. And the fact that he got up, it's not that he protects us from adverse situations. It's the fact that he never left us in adverse situations. See, we get so sedated. We get so sophisticated. We get so educated that we think we've arrived by ourselves. But is there anybody in here ever had that moment when you had your fake cell phone and somebody from your past walked in and you had to look over your fake self shoulder and hope and pray they didn't show you up and put the flashlight on you? Well, I stopped by to tell you, I ain't got no fake self. What you see is what you get. I know where I came from. I still got a key on my key ring from the house I was raised in, so that I'll never forget what it's like to grow up with roaches and mice running around the floorboard. I don't ever want to forget what it's like to go up and the cash register got to put a check mark by your name because you're on that free lunch meal. I don't ever want to forget. Me and Lynn them had somebody send them some super donuts. And some of y'all don't know what no super donuts is because y'all rich. But Pofo, who ever been on some meal supplement programs, they used to give you free breakfast And they had powdered eggs. Old nasty gray sausage. But at the end of the line, they had a package. It was a super donut. And you couldn't eat that super donut without nothing beverage to drink. That thing will get stuck right here. It'll kill you if you didn't have nothing to drink. But let me tell you something. That super donut enriched my mind. That when I got in the classroom, I could think just as well as everybody else. And God was so good that he put some special ingredients in the super donut that the little poor boy from Main Street could think even a little better than his classmates. But I ain't gonna never forget what the super donut did. When I saw that, I emailed him. I said, man, y'all, send me a super donut. My wife thought I was crazy. I said, girl, you don't know what that super donut is all about. You don't know what making toast after school and putting some butter and some sugar is all about. See, y'all was rich. Y'all had Roman noodles, but we didn't have no Roman noodles. All we had was a loaf of bread and some old bologna. But mama used to pray over that stuff. That every day, 7 of us came home from school, bologna never ran out. Bread never ran out. And somewhere between the time we went to sleep and the time we got home that next day, mama had a new loaf of bread. Don't mess up a good thing. God has a way of bringing us a mighty long way. And when you get there, don't mess up a good thing praising the thing. Praising the stuff. Thank God. Mama's going to glory. But I still remember those spaghetti nights with one package of hamburger meat, some noodles, some tomato paste, and some tomato sauce. We didn't know what ragu was. Mama poured that stuff in there. Tell you, don't throw away that can. Pour some water in that can and swish it around. Poured it in that skillet. Put a top over it. And I still hear Tusi saying right now, God bless it. And somehow when she took that top off, all of us, sometimes 10, 11, 12, 13 folk in the house, had enough spaghetti, enough cornbread, that didn't nobody go hungry. And I thank God that none of us messed up a good thing. God will send you some folk to stand in the gap, to point to him, to let you know I'm going to cover you until you get to know him for yourself. And when you get to the point of knowing him, I'm going to move out of the way and let you two work it out. And there were times in which my grades wasn't what they should have been. And some times that I didn't act right in school. And the worst thing my grandma said to me was, I'm disappointed in you. Go to your room and go talk to God. She knew at that time I was no longer hers, but I was his. And mamas, I got to tell some of y'all in the way. Get out of the way and let God work with them. He 22, still acting stupid. Get out of the way. Y'all cussing each other out. Get out of the way. Let God step in. Thank God. This is all new. Anybody in my family been in the front of the church? Anybody had no good marriages? Ain't seen no strong men raise no kids? This is all brand new. And so when you see me not being at a 10, Don't talk about me, but pray for me. Because I'm doing the best I can right now. And what I learned is God ain't through with me yet. Still on the potter's wheel. He's still making me, and every once in a while he got to push it back down and build it back up. And if we spend more time as a church family praying for each other and less time talking about each other, because half the stuff you're saying is a lie and the other half is out of context. Either way, you wrong. Before you gossip about somebody, pray for them. Before you run their name down, pray for them. Before you try to suspect what's going on, pray for them. And what you're going to find out is that when you're praying for somebody, you can't gossip about them. Something about prayer that'll shut you up from gossiping. I'm here because my grandma prayed for me. I'm here because she gave me back to Jesus. I'm here because she went without some stuff so that I could have some stuff.